Okay, welcome back. Good to go here. Oh, couldn't put this down yesterday. Once I got stuck in, I had that midnight session on it on Monday night, but I was a bit tired and I felt a little bit not overwhelmed, but perplexed by a few of the changes that had been made. But then what you've got to understand is and I've said this yesterday, and I'll say it's humble in the face, that it's a different animal. And it's not trying to be SnowRunner, and it's not trying to be Expeditions, it's trying to do its own thing. So at its core, through its DNA, it's a SnowRunner MudRunner game, but it's doing its own thing and it's doing it differently. And once you kind of, I would say I broke around about the 2 hour mark on it, and things started to click. You start to appreciate what it's doing, and you don't miss the things or the omissions that they've left out, because they've clearly done them deliberately, is the word I'm looking for. They've done them deliberately. They haven't done it because it's lazy programming or anything like that. They've done it as a deliberate thing. Because this game, I think, as I've progressed on, you kind of understand that this game's more wanting to challenge you with regards to the resource management, the transportation of resources, and setting up networks, rather than just being tough traversal across tough terrain. Daggett, good morning. So one thing this game does have, which started to get to me last night, is once you've got locations set up, you start to plan routes. You connect them, and you start to plan routes. And this van that's going past me now, this vehicle that's going past me, is driving from the transit hub, or transit point up there, highlighted by these dots that I've laid down, which is the said route. And they will traverse that route and go to said drop-off point, which is this Anbler, which is the town, which I had to build a road here, so I had to construct a road before I set this route up. But every now and again, you'll get top left hand side of the screen, top left hand corner of the screen, you'll get route failed, and it was happening every 2 to 3 minutes on me last night with 2 routes that I've got set up. So this route that I've got set up, which is going to Anbler, and the other route that I've got set up, which is going from the harbour base, which is all the way down here, there, and they're going up here, and going to the transit point. Now, when it flags up that the route's failed, and you log into the route, this is shown in red, and it shows you the exact point where it's gone wrong, and where the vehicle or the truck has got stuck or can't navigate. And when you get down there, you realise that the ground's all chewed up. So I've started to fill in a lot of the ground with a lot more sand last night. But I'm half tempted here to I'm curious, for my own curiosity, as well as sorting out this issue I've got with the bloody transport. I'm curious to see if I can freely, now that I've got the vehicles at my disposal, freely tarmac the entire thing. So I'm thinking of tarmacking this entire stretch of road here, because I've got the vehicles to do it. Tarmac that stretch of road, and tarmac. Sorry, I'm going too far. So yeah, this stretch of road here, tarmac it all, all the way down, but that means we've got to lay sand all the way down it. All the way down it to this point here. And I would have to stop the route while I do it. I'd have to it's a shame you can't pause the route. There's not an option there to pause the route. Oh, you can cancel the route. Doesn't yeah, so that's stopped vehicles going on it. So until I press X again, now no vehicles will run that route. So let's get in a dumper truck. Let's go get some magic sand. I mean, I have got, just quickly if I show you, I have actually got 2 objectives in my objectives list there, but I haven't started or tracked them yet, because I'm going to wing this now. I'm going to try and tarmac that entire road. It's going to be a job and a half, because of tipping sand all the way down. Because every now and again, a part of the road will get so chewed up that I'll just say, route failed, because the road's got so chewed up. So I'm going to try and see if the game allows a little bit of creative freedom here for me to go, there you go, there's magic sand. For me to go, do you know what? The good thing here is because I can do this magic sand thing here, it shouldn't take me long to do this bit. We'll do one more load. Right, I was going to get more sand here now and try and get it up that other part of the road, but I've got to be careful that all of these humps here, that I don't lose any of the load, because you can do if the vehicle tilts. Right, hang on, I'm going to have to turn them hints off. Because they keep coming up even though I get in the same vehicle I've got in about 5 times. I'm going to need to put some here as well. Without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to need some there. get a frame drop when it saves. When it's doing the autosave thing. And I don't think you can change the frequency of the auto-saving. Let me just check. I wasn't sure about hiding the hood as well, but it's not dynamic. If it was dynamic, I'd be tempted to hide the hood. What I should have done when I took some photos in game yesterday, because there's no dedicated photo mode, is used hide the hood for just the photo bits. But it's just a bit of a faff, isn't it? Coming in and out of the menu. I'm going to be fine, but I'm going to be buying my first truck in a minute, I think. If I've got in my head what I've got planned in my head can work out how I think, or how I want it to work out. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to tarmac that I've just done, if it can be done, if this, what I've, you know, if the plan in my head can be done. And then I'm going to start that route back up again, because at the moment I've got the vehicles doing the deliveries on hold. And then I'm going to tarmac this section here as well. Didn't want that much to come out. Never mind. Never mind. Oof. Thought I was going to scupper in then. What I might do after that is tidy this area up, because there's loads of concrete slabs here that I can probably put in storage. Right, moment of truth. In fact, not bought a vehicle yet, so I might buy a second one of them. And then if you buy, well, look at that, when you buy one, you get it in your company colours. The default colour that I picked at the beginning of the game. that is your default company colours, and when you buy them, you get them in that. But when you find them in the map, let's say, they're just as they are. So that rusty dump truck that I've got, for example, is rusty and in that default colour because I literally found it on the map. It was given to me and I've been using it. But when I'm buying the vehicles, they're in your colour. Nice. So you can't customize anything though. The vehicles are pretty much what they are. You can't start changing what frame add-ons they've got on the back and stuff, which is okay because this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted. So I'm going to buy my first vehicle. Surprised I didn't get a trophy for that because I think that's the first vehicle I've physically bought in the game. Everything else has been handed to me on a plate. Apart from the vehicle you start with, obviously the scout vehicle. So if I go to the garage now, why is it in that colour? Oh, it's in the company colours when you deploy. So let me just check something here now. I've got two vehicle transports. I've got a field service vehicle. I've got a dump truck. I've got a light equipment transporter. Oh no, that's the Pike again. Dipshit. Hang on. Hang on. Garage. So that's out in the field somewhere. Can't sell that because I found it because it's not mine. And I can't sell the rusty dump truck because that's one I was given. And I can't sell that mule either. Yeah, put that in there. Right, okay. Whoa, a bit erratic. Venom, good morning. Now, can you winch vehicles together? I wonder. Moose, morning. Mouse, I mean, moose, mouse. Mouse, sorry, mouse. It is, yeah, it's completely different from what we're used to, because you literally aim with the camera. I've not used the winch much, to be fair. I've had no need to, because unlike the previous two games where you constantly, or you're always in danger of tipping over your vehicles, or getting your vehicles stuck in mud or water or whatever, I've not had any need to use the winch in that regard yet. All I've used the winch for is when the game during the tutorial pretty much told me to, which was to open a gate. That's the only reason. I think if I'm to go off what I've remember seeing of the demo, and I tried to stay away from too much of the demo. I did see bits and bobs of the demo, but I didn't want to see too much of it, if you're with me. I think the winch is going to come into play a bit more often. But yeah, the winch on SnowRun Expeditions was a necessity, because when your vehicle got stuck trying to get up a hill, or stuck trying to get out of mud, or tipped over and you got the autonomous winch, the winch was your lifesaver. Whereas on this, like I say, I've barely had the need to use it yet, other than opening gates. But I'm going to try an experiment here. Oh shit! See, you can't. No, you can't strap this. You can't strap it down. Oh, I bet I haven't put the brake on. That's why. Hang on, hang on. I haven't put the brake on it. Let's put the brake on. There we go. Right, I need to get both these vehicles to a location. So let's try an experiment. So that's winch now. So that. Some, yeah, not these. I can't strap these down unless I'm using the wrong vehicle for them and I'm winging this. You can't strap these down. Cargo you can, because I've strapped cargo down. You literally, with the winch, you literally face the camera, what you want to winch onto. So let me just... Let me detach the winch. Let me put the brake on a minute. So you literally, if I aim the camera there, at that post, and press hold R1 down, see the yellow dot, orange yellow dot, that means that'll winch onto that. Well, no, actually, that's going to winch onto that, to that plant. But if I aim it there and tilt the camera around, it moves as I go, and it only shows possible winching locations. So if I aim the camera towards the back, the winch now is going to connect. I haven't let go of R1 yet, by the way. I'm holding it down. So until I let go of R1, once I'm facing where I want to winch, and then let go, now it's winched. So let me just have a look at something here. It's because I'm on a hill. No, it's winched. There you go, it's winched. Right, let's see how this pans out. Now, can I... So, now that the winch is connected, see on the bottom right-hand side of the screen where it says Actions, L1. If I hold down L1, that brings up a list of actions that I can then do with the winch. Which is pull the winch, detach the winch, cargo strap, or strap cargo. I don't quite know what that would be for. Oh no, that's for the vehicle that I'm on. So these are the actions that I've got with this truck and the winch. So that's currently, so let's pull the winch. So there's not as much slack. Oh, hang on, I don't like where that's... Yeah, I don't like where that's winched though. So let's try again. If this doesn't pan out, I'll have to go back to plan A, which is individually drive both of these vehicles down. Right, so I can only winch from there. So the dot with the outline around it, that's where it's winching. That's where it's winched to. Yeah, I'm not sure I like that. Right, I'm going to go drive them down one by one. Yeah, there's a few weird, just like Expeditions changed the controls from what we used to with SnowRunner, this has done it again. This has changed the controls again, so everything you know from SnowRunner when you got Expeditions went out the window, and then everything you know about SnowRunner Expeditions when you pick this game up again pretty much gets a full reset and goes out the window. I don't even know what I'm about to attempt is going to work. I'm winging this. I've got 2 objectives in my objective list that I'm neglecting for the time being, because I want to see if I can do... Oh shit, no, I'm not going to... Right, okay. I'm going to have to wait for this truck to come over the bridge. I have to wait for him to come over. I like how they beep at you. There's no day and night cycle on this either. There's a dynamic weather, but there's no natural day and night cycle, so it always stays pretty much like this, but then occasionally rains. And the weather's awesome, don't get me wrong, the weather's awesome. But I'm wondering if like the day and night cycle is going to be something that'll be missed. But then again, how many times did we, when we were doing jobs, how many times did we go, can't see a thing, I'm going to go into the map and I'm going to skip time? I do it all the time. So the reason that I'm doing this, for those that have just tuned in, is that I have got, right, if you go to the infrastructure menu, I have got a route between the harbour base and the transit point. So the harbour base is this, and this is the route that I've got, right, which is this. And when I'm going about my business, doing normal jobs or normal objectives, top left hand side of the screen, I'm constantly getting bombarded with messages saying that the route has failed, and that's because the road gets chewed up, or there's segments of the road that are a little bit battered or worse for wear or a bit rough, and the vehicles every now and again get stuck, and you get a notification saying the route has failed. So I've chosen to do this off my own back. I'm winging this. I don't know if this can be done, because I've only done one when the game told me to do one. I've only built one road, and I did it because the game told me to do it as part of the game narrative. I'm doing this completely winging it and ad-libbing this. So I'm trying to, I've currently got that route from the harbour base to the transit point. So it's from the harbour base there, and it's going all the way up here to the transit point, and I'm going to try and tarmac it so that I don't keep getting bombarded with messages saying the route's failed. That's why I brought this paver down here, and at present, so that the vehicle, so while I was doing the work, I've currently got the vehicles that would normally dispatch from here on hold. See how it says there, X to dispatch vehicles? I've put them on hold until I've done this tarmacking, if I can do it. If I bought the premium edition of the game, so I have got it, I think, yeah, because I originally had the physical copy of this game ordered, and on Friday and Saturday, there was no movement on the stock at the game collection. They were saying that they were still waiting for the stock. So I made the decision on Saturday, thinking that's going to be a close call, that is, because they're going to get the stock, assuming they get the stock on Monday. They've then got to dispatch it out to people that have got pre-orders. That might not make Tuesday delivery. And I'm off all this week, and I wanted to get as much time in on this as I can. I didn't want it turning up on Wednesday or Thursday. So I made the decision of cancelling my pre-order of the game collection and picking up top-ups from work, which is not bad because I get 20% off top-ups at work. So it cost me roughly the same price, but I've got the premium edition rather than the standard. Moment of truth now as to whether the game freely lets you make your own roads, or whether you have to do it when the game tells you to do it. I mean, I've got the option to activate it, so we'll see how this goes, shall we? I'm stuck on something already. It's not a good start. I don't like how it's not driving in a... This is messy as hell, this. This is not wanting to stay in a straight line at all. What the fuck? What are you doing? I've flattened this out. I don't understand. Look at it steaming. It doesn't like that, does it? So, maybe, let me have one more go. It's like the roads, they're jagged even though I've laid sand and I've flattened it. I might have to just stick to putting sand down. Because sand seems to solve the problem of the route failing all the time. Every now and again it seems to get stuck on something jagged. No worries, mouse, no worries. Rogan, working and lurking. Time to finish, Rogan. 3. Yeah, to be fair, I knew about that because I spotted that last night. Because it comes up on the top left, top left to double press. And if there's vehicles nearby, it just takes you straight to this map and you just pick a vehicle. I should have posted in Discord, but I was too tired to be fair. I was knackered last night when I came off this. And this bloody whole thing with the routes failing do me head in. That's why I've tarmac this road. I've done this more of a point to see if you can wing it and do your own stuff, rather than only being able to build roads when the game tells you to and where it tells you to. Right, so let's start that route back up again. And let's watch the vehicle go up the road. Oh yeah. Just, it's up on the D-pad, and it's all left on the D-pad, one of the two. Hold it down and then you can pick where you want to recover it to. This truck, by the way, here, notice how it's in my company colours, so to speak, because this is the first truck that I've bought. I've got one of these in the game already that I've been given. When I unlocked a location, I've been given one. But I bought a second one so that I can transport... Do you know what I haven't done, you pillock? Right, hang on. I know what I haven't done. Cancel route a minute. My other pike, yeah, it just reminded me when I was telling you that I've just bought this vehicle. That's why it's in my company colours, because you get given one. And the one that I've got given is up here, and I've got it loaded with the steamroller, or the roller. I get that stutter with the game when it's doing the autosave. I like how the AI beeps at you as it comes past. Watch. Oh, it hasn't done it, you bastard. Typical. I'm wrecking it because I'm bloody driving over it. Right, hang on. Who is it? They've already done the parade, haven't they? They've already done the open top parade. Oh right, okay, okay. I thought they'd done it. I don't know whether to leave these down here now in case I do this section of the road as well. I'm really tempted to do this section. Now let's watch this go up there again. I think the difficulty on expeditions is a bit too much for some, that because it's even harder than SnowRunner, I think. And the whole thing about like being 2 hours, 3 hours into a job, and then you need to scratch it because you've completely fluffed it. That'll grate on some people. That will. Some people won't have the patience, or won't enjoy that game loop. Is my truck in the way? Oh, it is as well. What a pillock. Oof! Slow it down. Nobody's Rogan. Right, next on the shit list, a job that I want to quickly do. I have to go to the garage and get it out. It's not out. Yeah, quality will be 30 frames, I think. I'm on performance on the PS5 Pro here, and I only get frame drops when the game's doing the autosave. That's the only time I get frame drops. Right, whilst I'm parked up here, listening to the pitter patter of this rain, I'm just going to go to the toilet. I'll be right back. I'm back. And what frigging route's failed? Why has that failed? You watch it not be on any bit. Oh, oh, cause my truck's in the way, you dipshit. I bet he was beeping at me while I was on the toilet. I bet he was behind me beeping his own. I watched a stream back at that point. Where are we at? So what we at there? About 1 hour 20. Let's say 1 hour 20-ish. I bet he was beeping his horn like a nut job behind me. That's... Hang on, let me move this out of the way. That's a very good point. That's a good point, that, you know. I never even thought of that. And what are all these routes here that I've not even plotted? I thought they were ones I got ongoing. Yeah, it's a good point. I'd have said yes. I think yes. And then clear the route as well. Yeah, I'm doing it unless the game tells me to start shouting at me saying, "Oi, yeah, some sort of such a thing is running out of supplies or whatever." Then yeah, good shout that. Good shout. I thought it was going to be an ongoing thing that just needs to continually run in the background. So transit point. To what's it called? Panama. Well, we've got cars in the way on this route, and I think there's a tricky section here that might need sand dumping in it. We can build a bridge there by the looks of it as well. Oh, it shows the routes as well. Notice how it shows routes that I have got going. So I wonder if... Ooh. See, I think, right, I'm going to wing something again here now. I'm going to see if I can build a bridge. There, but I'm going to have to clear the debris first. To be fair, that is a fair track as well. That's going to need water, sand. Do I wing stuff here and do stuff off my own back? Or shall I do the objectives? Let's do the objectives. No, I don't think I have, you know. So that's my main objectives. I've got 2 side objectives as well. So where is the warehouse? The warehouse is there. Oh right, yeah, right, okay. And that to get to the harbour base, I'm going to need to keep on filling that in with sand. So that's a fair job, that. Right, extract that, right, okay. Yeah. I could build a bridge, yeah. Just looking at possible different routes to take here. No, we'll stick with what I was going to do. We'll go dump sand in that big hole. It's one of them games where I'm already seeing the potential of how long some of the jobs can take to do. I mean, the lighting changes are so weird, because like now it looks like the sun's going to go down, but then we don't get darkness. And then all of a sudden it'll just go to daylight again, then we'll get a bit of rain where it'll go dull and overcast. And then we'll get the sunset scene again here. But I'll tell you what, let me just try something here. Inside the hood. Not an official one. No, not that I can see anyway. Unless there's anything in the codex saying there's a button to press, I don't think there is an official photo mode. No. Normally, you go to this menu and you press the square button, and it takes you to the a photo mode, removes all the HUD. But there is a setting, like I say, to remove the HUD. But then you haven't got free movement of the camera. You've still got this fixed camera view that you've got to adhere to. See how easy it is to get out the shit? That low gear and then diff lock is pretty much a get out of jail free card, that is. That's why I put in Discord with regards to, I think there's less emphasis on getting stuck across the terrain in the vehicles and stuff, and more emphasis on resource management and building and stuff. This is going to take some loads though, this, isn't it? Quite a few loads this is going to take. Do you know what? I think I need the digger down here as well to shift all that shit. Not the digger, sorry, the bulldozer. Might have to get that down here. New airline? Which airline? Where's it flying to? Is it coming to your gaff, Rogan? Or is it doing quite a long, hefty flight for its first one? Zodius, good morning, buddy. How are you? I think I should have cut through the harbour, you know, then quicken this way. How's it going, Zodius? Are you well? GG, Zodius. Just look at something. I haven't got a recycling facility yet, have I? I don't think. Need to move these rocks. How many loads this is going to take? Reckon 4 or 5 more loads, depending on how much I want to do, whether I want to just do a thin strip going through or sand the whole bit. And this is just for a side quest, this. A side mission, should I say. To be fair, you know, I could speed this up by recovering this at the harbour instead of keep driving back and forth. But we like the immersion, don't we? We like the task. I do anyway. So if I go on the layers of the map, when I'm in that anywhere in that circle there, Luke, that shows you where I'm able to fill my sand, the magic sand, as it was nicknamed last night. So once I get in that circle, I can fill the sand without having to drive actually all the way to the quarry. You've got to get across this bit as well, haven't they? When I put this route, so I'm going to have to put sand here probably as well. Unless I can some way clear that out there, but no, I can't. Definitely not. Gotta reckon some there as well. 2 more woes down here, I reckon. 3 tops. Definitely one in here, where I'm currently stuck. Wow, that's the first time I've got stuck. And oh, this hasn't got a winch on it. Just noticed this hasn't got a winch. Oh, I should have dumped it here. I literally dumped it here, no pun intended. And then went and switched to my bulldozer. Trying to think what's got I mean, I could just recover it. I could cheat it and recover it, and it'll put me back at the harbour. Then I just fill with sand and go again. Yeah, dozy him out. Yeah, do you know what? I could probably give him a push. Is that rock he's stuck on? Is that rock? No, screw it. We'll recover. So I've got to get out sand anyway. No, what the f... Yeah, you swine. God, it's a slog, this is. That rock again. Fuck. Sorry, language. I'm wedged on that rock again. Oh shit! Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, instead of painstakingly driving it back. I've had to do that once because the actual truck got stuck. Anyway, but then kind of thinking to myself, why go through the painstaking motion of trying to get to drive it back? I know we like the immersion and stuff, but it drives so slow. I think I'm going to have to dump some sand here as well, you know. Because he gets stuck here quite a bit. I have to put the diff lock on here in low gear. Those rocks are proving to be a pain in the ass up here. I don't know whether to try and clear some of them rocks out the way. With the dozer first, rather than covering them with sand. Keep an eye on time as well, because I'm going to nip down Aldi with the daughter at 1 o'clock. And then I'll probably come back, have a bit of food, and then stream again until tea time. No worries, Odious. Do a thing down there. One more. Pico. Afternoon. Yep, doing fine. Yeah, doing good. Thanks, Pico. Yourself? No, we'll save it. We'll save it. Oh. Oh dear. I'm glad you finished that sentence though, Pico, because on my stream chat, the way that it's cut off and goes on to the next line, it says, well, apart from Izzy my cock, and then the next line, Spaniel. Oh, look at these freaking rocks here. I've just spotted. Right. Oh, yeah, yeah. Right. Let's go and have it. Flatten that sand. Then I need to clear them rocks. Then I might be able to plot this route. I think maybe some sand up just by the harbour. Oh shit, there's only... I think it can get through there. I'm gonna have to try it, aren't I reckon. Now, let's move this out of the way. I'm tempted with one more bit of sand. Either there... or just round this corner in a minute. I'm off all week, Nico. Got all week off. I'm not going to dump that there actually. I'm not going to do that until I brought the digger back down. So that I can flatten it. I keep saying digger, dozer I meant. Still don't like them little rocks there. But we'll see. I had nanocells, I did. I had 2 nanocells off a company called Hughes Electrical. Hughes with a H. And I ordered 2. Well, I ordered 1. Let me get it right. I ordered 1, turned up, plugged it in, got it all up and running and everything. And it looked like it got really bad light leaking at the bottom of the panel. So, sent that back, got a replacement come, and it was exactly the same. And yet I sell them at work, and they were fine. The only reason I got one from that company was because the price was way cheaper than in my store with discounts, and they were giving a free soundbar with it as well. And that's why I ordered it. But I had to send the whole lot back because I'd had 2 TVs turn up, 1 turned up, then a replacement turned up, and they were both exactly the same. They got like as if somebody was shining a torch from the bottom of the screen. So I don't know if they got a dodgy batch where I had it from, and that's why they were selling them off at such a good price with the free soundbar. I don't know. Like I say, I sell them at my place, and when they're on display at my place, they were nowhere near. They were nothing like that. They were brilliant. They were spot on, which is why I went for one, because it was such a good price. Oh, shit. Right, one more load, I reckon, then I'm going to try and plot the route. Well, let's see how I fare here. I find you have to be quite meticulous with this and not have it so that they are taking sharp turns. Right, let's spectate it, shall we? See if it makes it. Oh, that doesn't pause it. Oof. Just thought, this route, I've done this route before, but not across the bridge. And I haven't thought here that I haven't done the route since the area was hit by the storm. So there's rocks and branches all over the place. It's a cat, I'm going to let it out in a minute. Yeah, I'll let it out in a minute, the swine. So why is it weaving all over the place here? Because I put it to go in a straight line. This is where MC Andy has put in Discord that the AI is a bit dumb sometimes, because it weaves all over the bloody place and it doesn't need to. he going to get past these rocks? Oh, there's one here. There's a troublesome one here. Has he got... Oh, yes, go on. Go on. Depending on how many journeys it has to make, I can see them getting stuck there. Oh! Oh my god. Yes! Remaining reward 10. So is there another truck running it or not? Yes, there is. Are we doing alright here? This one I've just done, Zodius, as a side quest. I'll show you in a sec, Zodius. Let's get in here. And I'll show you. Gets a bit dicey here, doesn't it? Look at that. Oof. My bloody crap planning there. Oh, 9 remaining, so that's only done 1. So 10 trips have got to be done there in total. So I'll leave that running now then. I'll leave that. There's another one already on the way anyway. So they look like that one's coming more frequently than what the other one was. See how far up the next one is. See how many are running at the same time. Yeah, just the one then, but that seemed to be really close behind compared to the last one. But so far, so good, we're running alright, so we'll leave that and then we'll get the reward at the end. And what we've established today, Zodius, is that once these routes are done, once you've got all the rewards from the route, you can close it off then, you don't need it to stay running. Once it's all done and I've got my rewards, so 9 more trips. Let's see this go in. Let's see if this knocks it down to 8, which I think it's going to, and then I'll show you the objectives board. He's struggling there a bit, isn't he? Especially because of the rain. I wonder if the rain is affecting the ground. And that, oh my god, every time he takes that turn. So it's, I mean, it's pretty linear in terms of how the order at which it throws objectives at you to progress you through each map. But there's also, I mean, at the moment, if I exit out of there a sec, so I'll leave that running. So no, I think you can have quite a few routes going. In line with what the game tells you though. The routes are what the game tells you to do. The game kind of tells you what routes you need to put together as part of the narrative. But you have to be careful that if you've got routes, for example, I had 2 routes running, right? I had a route running from here, the harbour, up to the transit point there, and then I also had a route running from the transit point, coming down here, going across this bridge, and going to the substation there, right? And there was a danger that as some vehicles were going up this road, and some vehicles were coming down this road, there was the danger that they'd hit each other. So I had to be really meticulous on how I did the routes so that they didn't have a head-on collision. and then have the routes fail. Are you with me? But once those top 2 routes there, Luke, once it says all routes received, all rewards received, I've closed them down. I haven't got vehicles running on them anymore. So I then need to do a transit point, a route from transit point, which is up here, and it's got to go to Panama, which is around here. But the best route I can think of for that, because I can't come back down this way and go around here, because there's all this area that it can't get through, and then there's this area it can't get through. Yes, I could fill it with sand, but I think that's the longest route. I can go this way, and there's one area there that needs filling with sand, and then as I get closer towards the town, as I come round here and follow this road around, there's some debris in the way that I've got to move. So a couple of bits of debris there that I've got to move, and again as I come, I probably need some sand going down there. And as I progress and come through, again, got cars in the way, another car in the way there. And then, yeah, that's it. So some debris moving and a couple of bits of sand, and then I could do that one. So that might be next on my list, actually, that one, that route. So in terms of objectives, I've got 2 main objectives that are currently next up in the list. Get to the gas power plant and find a way to the steel pipes facility. They are 2 main quests that I've got that I aren't tracking at the moment. And then another side quest that I've got going there is the one that says bring help to Panama. And that will be probably that route that I need to plan. So let's just see how these routes are doing now. Operational 8, right, where are we? Let's make sure they're still running and I haven't got stuck. Yeah, there's one go in now. Yep, 7 trips left. So how far behind is the next one? One per truck. I don't think there's any way of changing how often the trucks are running. So there is one en route. What I don't know, and I haven't figured out, is whether it might be the difficulty. Is, you see in the window where it says operational, top right hand side there's like a red tyre. I'm wondering if that is signifying how difficult the route is. Because I have had to do quite a lot of repairs to that route before I could even plan the route and then run it. So I'm wondering if that signifies the difficulty of the terrain or the route and how long it is, etc. Let's see if it says it in the codex. Yeah, the difficulty of the route factors in length, terrain, complexity, and the approximate capabilities of the vehicles expected to travel on it. So there must be some kind of difficulty metric, that must. So there is another one running. There is one about to enter, I think. Yeah, there. There's one about to go into the harbour, and one not far behind. Well, one already set off. And then we've got bridges as well. So I can build wide concrete bridge, and I think I want to put a bridge here. But I think I need to drive up to it first, and then I might get the indicator. Normally, I might get a yellow square there. And once I drive into it, it'll ask me if I want to complete the task. Interesting to see this area completely flooded, because I had access to this area at the beginning of the game during the tutorial. And the storm hit, and then I moved on to the second map, and this facility now is absolutely drenched. There's the other facility as well. Is this one alright? This one's alright. Right, I'm going to leave them running to complete that job to get the reward at the end, and then see if I can close that route down. So I'm going to leave them running while I'll go make myself some, I'll go make myself a quick sandwich, and then I'm going to go shopping. So I'm going to end the stream here for now. I'm going to go shopping, and then when I get back, I'll do my daughter some dinner, and then I'll be back on. Yeah, the aerial view is nice. The map view is much nicer. I think that's mainly because the maps are a bit smaller than what we're used to seeing in SnowRunner. But yeah, definitely very, very nice view of the map. But yeah, I'm gonna love and leave you here while I leave this running while I go make myself a quick sandwich before I go shopping. And then when I get back from shopping, I'll catch up with you at about 3 o'clock. So keep your ears or eyes peeled for notifications of going live again. And I'll go live again at about 3. So take care, everyone. There's no one on I can raid, by the way. So take care. In fact, I'll tell you what. He's gone, Auntie. He isn't in my list. He was on. Let me just refresh. Yeah, he was on this morning doing, but he's gone now. So I'll tell you, I'm going to raid. I'll raid the average Viking because he's playing a bit of this as well. And then I'll catch up with you at around about 3 o'clock. So take care, everybody, and I'll see you soon.